You know, African parents, like the first thing they ask is what
yeah.
you're doing legal. And I was like, yeah, 100%. So I showed him. Made 10K, 17.
So you did 10K a day accidentally.
It was all by accident.
Today's guest started his entrepreneurship journey at just 13. Sold his first business by 18.
Stumbled upon SEO by accident. So I realized every time I mentioned, people would just visit my website. And at its peak, we got about 2.5 million hits in a month.
He went on to use his 9-to-5 job to build multiple 6 to 7 figure businesses.
I started planning how I'm gonna start my own agency. And I just started it whilst I was working and then left work.
So you got paid to learn how to run your own agency?
Yeah.
Generating over £10 million in client sales using search engine optimization, or SEO for short.
The grass is greener where you water it. Like wherever you focus is where you will see the progress.
If your exit plan is to sell your business and you're not doing SEO, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
This is the absolute guide to running an effective agency.
In today's episode, he breaks down what it really takes to succeed online, the steps he took to get there, and of course, his vitamin U.
The focus is all on social media and stuff, getting views on TikTok. But how do you do it through SEO? Because this sounds like a very good vehicle.
So
meet Kofi Agyem.
I know that you have a few businesses. So what are the businesses again?
So I've got a digital marketing agency called Established Digital, and I've got a web hosting company called Cloud Zero now. We're in the middle of a rebrand.
Sick.
So I like the name Cloud Zero. We just came out with that recently.
Smooth.
We're just in the process of finalizing the trademark for it and then launching with that.
Smooth.
So it's a bit of an exclusive actually, but yeah.
Oh, sick. Oh, there you go. You heard it here first, right? And do you mind saying revenue numbers at all?
I don't mind. There's some stuff because we have investors now. I can't just outright say, but for both businesses, we're in the 6 and the 7 figure mark, like over the past 2 years.
Nice.
So
well,
it depends.
congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now you're now in the 6 to 7 figure mark. Congratulations. Well done. How did you get there? Like, what has been the journey to get in there to that mark? Because on this show, what we talk about is what makes you different.
Yeah.
Like, how have you got here? How has Kofi got here?
Okay, so if I take you back to the beginning, at 15, I think, in fact, when I was 8, I was always obsessed with building websites, being on a computer. Like, I remember having MSN at like 8 and 9 and just being online all the time.
Yeah.
So when I got to about 12, 13, I started supporting Arsenal, like a lot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to write Arsenal content. I don't know if you remember Blogspot. I think it's not around anymore.
No, I know HubSpot, but not Blogspot.
It was called, I think it's called Blogspot. It was called Blogspot. And that was like the blogging platform at the time.
Right.
It's like before WordPress and stuff. So I built my first like website or blog on Arsenal called Arsenal Newsman. And I had like a Twitter account and everything. This was like when I was 12, 13.
12, 13.
Yeah.
So that's what, year 7?
Yeah, year 7, 8. That's when I started. Yeah. So in secondary school. And I was just writing about Arsenal, the news and stuff like that. Like I just obsessed with Arsenal really. Yeah. And I liked computers. So I built my website. And then when I got to about 15, I realized that you can actually like make money from blogging. And I came across AdSense. So I came across AdSense.
As in YouTube AdSense?
Google AdSense. So Google AdSense is actually like an ads platform where you put ads on your website and you monetize it. Right. But YouTube obviously added that to their platform. For the YouTube ads and stuff like that. But it was initially for like blog content. Like, you know those ads that you see inside blogs when you're scrolling through and stuff like that? Yeah, that's cool.
So like you go into an article and at the side, you would see an ad for something random.
Exactly.
But it should be more targeted, right? Or maybe at the time it was random.
At the time, use your cookies to determine what to show you. But at that time, I don't really know how it worked at the time.
If you're liking this podcast so far, make sure that you click subscribe and you click like so that you're aware when we do post again and so that the message spreads out to other people like yourself. Look, we're trying to bless the world. We're trying to help people find their vitamin U. Help them do it too. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Speak soon.
But essentially, I started building that, built a full-on sports blog, and I started coming across like news aggregators and those kind of things. So a news aggregator is a website that will share your content on their website. So people can like see loads of different website content or news articles.
So like on Instagram where there's like a meme page and it would share other people's content on that page?
Yeah, except you can click on it, it will take you to that person's website.
Got you. Okay.
So it's like Google News. But back then people had their own versions. They're called news aggregators.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I used that to get a bit of traffic to my website. Nice. And then I just started getting loads of followers.
Followers on where? On Twitter?
On Twitter, yeah. Back then it was so easy to get followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like so easy. Like we had like 70k followers.
Wow. At what age?
This is at like 16. Took me like a year to get things up and running.
I was playing Xbox.
I was playing Xbox as well.
Are you playing Xbox as well? Goodness gracious.
Do you know what it is? when it's a passion project or something that it's fun because I love football.
Right.
It just comes naturally.
I
was just waking up and writing like 5 pieces a day, like
Wow.
content pieces myself, rewriting other people's content. I didn't have writers.
Yeah.
So I'm just writing the content pieces. And then I stumbled upon SEO by accident.
Right.
So I realized every time I mentioned a certain keyword, people would just visit my website. So I realized back then on Google, like you could just mention a certain amount of words a few times, and then I saw the traffic start spiking. So if we're talking about the last Ballon d'Or winners, for example, like that's always searched. It's like evergreen content piece. So I started to hone in on those content pieces. So the past winners of the Champions League, top 10 Ballon d'Or winners, you know, those kind of content pieces that everyone searches all the time. I started getting loads of traffic on the website, then they transfer rumors. If everyone was searching about Ozil, for example, I'll just write loads of content around it. And bear in mind, I spent no money on ads.
Wow.
And at its peak, we got about 2.5 million hits in a month.
2.5 million hits with
2.5
no
million
ad
hits.
spend.
No ad spend.
And
Just
this
pure
is purely,
SEO.
what is SEO for
Twitter.
the people watching?
Search engine optimization.
What does that mean?
So it's the process of optimizing your website to target certain keywords that people are searching on Google or any other search engines. So if someone searches in, I don't know, if you sell like shoes and someone searches in shoes, make sure your website is optimized for that keyword. So you come up in the search results and they come to your website.
Okay. Okay. So you were generating all this traffic with SEO.
Purely SEO.
And this, what, like 2.5 million hits?
2.5 million hits. As like our peak transfer rumors.
And this is when you were at like 16,
17. I just started uni as well. So I was carrying on while I was at uni.
Oh, so when you were like going to that 18 mark and then 19, okay.
I went to uni, so I didn't have to work when I was at uni because the ad revenue from Google AdSense was just carrying us. Well, it was me, but I always say us. I've got into the habit of saying us.
Oh, because you've got a team now. But then back then,
I'll still say us because I read somewhere that it sounds better when you say us.
It does sound better when you say us.
So yeah, the website, and then I started getting people on Twitter reach out to me about writing for the blog.
Wow. So
I'd get like students and those kind of things writing like news pieces. Aspiring journalists would write on there. And then when I was about 18, 19, a company reached out. They made me sign NDAs and all sorts of things, but they reached out about buying a website and merging it with theirs. And they were doing that a lot around that year. I don't know if you know, but a lot of websites have been acquired. A lot of businesses acquire like blogs and merge it with their website and stuff.
Did not know that, no. And this was what year?
This is around 2017.
Okay.
16, 17.
I'll be honest, this is a new space for me, SEO. Yeah. I've always thought like SEO, okay, you just throw a couple keywords in there, you're good to go. But I know that's not the case.
No, it used to be the case though.
It used to be the case.
But Google's algorithm got much better. So now they have things called semantic relevance.
Okay.
And it's to do with their algorithm understands a word.
Yeah.
Like their machine learning and all that stuff. It understands when you mention a word, what you're talking about. And it has all these kind of entities attached to that word. So if you're talking about cars or you mention a model of a car or a type of a car.
So like a Tesla Model X.
It will know that, okay, this content or this word or this content piece or this sentence is about this entity here. So let's explore those entities and see what it's related to before we rank it in the search results.
Okay.
So it's really in depth now.
So now you've realized SEO is something that you can actually use to get ahead. And I guess you've been doing it accidentally and then actually been doing very well accidentally. Completely accidentally.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where someone said they want to acquire your business.
Yes. So then I got reached out by this company.
Or business. Because was it generating money at that time?
It was generating a lot of money, but like, do you know what it is? I was young.
Can you say how much it was?
It was, the best I did in a day was like 11K. That was in a day.
And you were what?
But that was transfer rumors, transfer deadline day, writing loads of content.
And you were like 17?
17.
So you would do... So you did 10K in a day or 11K in a day?
Yeah.
At 17 years old.
At 17. And it was...
Accidentally.
It was all by accident because I'm just publishing content because I just enjoy football transfer rumors.
What?
And I wanted loads of... I was so obsessed with the number in terms of traffic to my website. I wasn't thinking about the revenue. But it was... Because I wasn't thinking about the revenue, the site was just growing at a fast pace. So I wasn't thinking about revenue. I didn't need the revenue. I didn't have any bills at the time. So we just kept publishing and publishing and we just getting more traffic and I was getting excited and yeah, we just got so much traffic on the website at that time.
And then they said they wanted to buy it, like, you know,
they wanted to buy it and merge it. And obviously I was young at the time. So I've now heard this company wants to buy my website and I'm excited. And instead of like playing it cool and sort of selling them my followers and my newsletter, like subscribers
everything
and stuff,
as a package.
I just said, you know what? If you lot buy it, I'll even throw this in.
Oh, wow.
I'll throw in the 70K followers. I'll throw in the mail list and everything. And speaking to one of my mentors, they were like, yeah, that was such a silly move, but you were young in it. So I've learned from it.
You didn't have mentors at that time?
At that point, no.
Okay.
This wasn't this.
So you were going by vibes?
Yeah, it was pure vibes.
Wow.
Just good vibes and movement. Like,
good vibes and football and Arsenal,
good vibes,
clearly.
Literally, just good vibes. So, so we launched that. No, they reached out and then I offered them the mailing list and the Twitter account and everything, and it just gave me like a whopping 6-figure number. Obviously made me sign NDAs and stuff like that.
Yeah, of
but
course
I
it
could
must.
tell you it was 6 figures. Like it was
Goodness.
enough for me to just be confused and think I thought I've like unlocked the matrix. I thought like yes, like I've done it.
So wait, how old are you?
This is 18 now.
So before you even turned 20,
yeah, first
you
year
sold
uni.
your first year of university.
Yeah.
You have I ain't gonna say what other people are doing in the first year, but you've sold your first business for around for 6 figures.
Yeah, literally. And I was excited.
Yes.
And I was just thinking like I don't have to work, and I didn't work. Like everyone that knows me knows. He's always asked me like, "What do I do?" I'm just like, I'm just vibes, man. I'm just chilling.
Wow.
I hadn't really talked to a lot of people about it. Obviously, apart from my parents and like.
What was their reaction like?
No, my dad's very funny because he was just, like he was seeing the AdSense letters come in at home. So when he was seeing the money, he just put me to one side. And was like, "This is what I'm doing legal." That's African parents. Like the first thing they ask is what you're doing legal, and I was like, "Yeah, 100%." So I showed him. Wow. He was just like, "Wow." Like at that time, because I wasn't asking for money a lot back then. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you're at uni, you tend to like, ask your parents for money or even.
Actually, I didn't even go uni, but then my little sister's in uni right now.
Every now and then.
Yeah, I understand.
It's absolutely normal.
Yeah.
Or you get a job.
Yes.
And so I didn't have a job, but I never asked. But I always had new gear. Like I was a new laptop. I'm into tech, so I used to buy like at the time. I think Apple Watch had just come out and stuff like that, and AirPods and those kind of things. I would just be buying them.
Getting them, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, how are you getting this? I bought like the biggest iMac I could get because I was obsessed with Macs at the time, and it's like, how are you buying these things? I had to explain to him that situation. They was excited and happy for me, of course, and then just telling me to keep going.
Yeah.
But obviously sold it.
Yeah.
And then at the time my parents were renting and stuff like that. So I thought the first thing to do is to get a home that we can actually call a home in the UK. So we bought a house with that money. Well, half the money was spent on a house, and the other half was spent to start my web hosting business.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
As in the money that you spent, that you made from the sale, you put towards buying a family home.
Yeah, so we got a mortgage with that money, but that paid off the whole depot and most of the like amount for the house.
Wow.
And then was able to get it. Yeah.
Well, first of all, congratulations. That's amazing, bro.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's normal to you now.
Yeah, now it's normal to me, but I get what you mean. Because like at the time, my dad helped me a lot with that. So he kind of came in and was like, if we put our heads together, we can get this house and all that stuff. So we worked together on getting that house.
Do you know what's so interesting? Like your dad said, if we put our heads together, we can get this.
Yeah.
But then a lot of times it feels very individualistic, if that's the word.
Yeah.
Like everybody's doing their own thing independently. And what I'm trying to do in my family is say, okay, can we come together to create something even bigger? Because we're all individually doing our thing and we're doing pretty well. Like one of my sisters, she's got a brand. She does pretty well. She's an author.
Wow.
Another one of my sisters, she does ads. She she works at an agency. And everybody does their own thing. But I'm like, if we actually put our heads together, we could be able to do something crazy. Yeah. And you've done this yourself with your family. You got a home. Yeah. That's amazing, bro.
I think it's a lot of credit to my parents because my mom and dad, they won't force you to do something. They'll just ask you like they sat me down and were like, what we can do is we can get this house. If we put the salaries together and all this stuff and use that deposit.
Amazing.
And I wasn't really well versed in that like mortgage and house buying stuff. I didn't even know how it worked. But they explained it to me.
They brought it in, okay.
They explained it to me. And you know when you're young, you always get told, get a job, get a house, pay off your mortgage after 30 years or 40 years or whatever. But they kind of said, if we get this house, they'll obviously help pay for it and all that stuff. So we put our heads together, we bought a house, and then I was left with half the money. And I spent that to then try and build my next venture. Okay,
take us there. And then we're going to get into how people can actually use these SEO tactics in their businesses as well. But what happened after that when you bought the web hosting business? Or when you bought the web hosting business or you started it?
I started it. So you have to buy like servers and things like that.
Okay, right.
That's how the internet kind of works. So there's like servers all over the UK or the world, essentially. They're all in data centers scattered across.
It's like, Mission Impossible, where he'll go into like
a huge data center.
Yeah, and there will just be like loads of these different
server things.
Yeah, like server things, but like big blocks of just tech.
Yeah.
Beatbot lights and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're all servers.
So that's a server room.
That's the internet. That's the cloud essentially. The cloud is actually like loads of servers. Yeah, it's a physical server all around Europe, the world essentially, and it's all interconnected. And you buy your own server and you rent a space in a data center and put it in. But the servers are like anything from 10K to 100K, depending on which one you get. But they have to stay on 24/7.
Okay.
But servers can't go down. And when servers go down, that's when like big companies are down and all these kind of things. Like it's not supposed to ever go down.
Right. So it needs that 24/7 maintenance, meaning that you need somewhere to keep it.
Which is a data center.
Got you.
And you
And
pay
that's
them
why.
monthly.
Oh, you pay them monthly on top of buying it for 10 to 20K.
You buy it and then you store it in their facility.
Got you.
And they will then make sure it's cool in there, make sure the electricity stays on. They monitor your bandwidth and all these kind of things.
Nice.
But you have to understand how that works to even get started. And I've just always been interested in that.
Okay.
And when I came out of uni, I started working for a digital marketing agency.
Okay.
I was a web developer before.
Right.
I was so interested in this SEO stuff. I managed to pick up a job straight after uni in SEO/digital marketing. So I met my business partner there, who I started a business with, who was for some reason an expert at setting up servers.
Wow.
Like out of nowhere. It was so random and we didn't even know. So I was just talking to him one time on lunch and I was just like, I'm trying to start my own web hosting company and all that stuff. And he was like, oh, he's been setting up servers in his garage. Like that's his passion.
So he just does it for fun?
He does it for fun.
So that's your colleague?
That's a colleague, my manager.
Your manager even?
Yeah, he's actually my manager. It wasn't even my colleague, that was my manager.
Wow.
He's saying he's been setting it up. And I was like, well, I got into servers and stuff because my website gets loads of traffic.
Yeah.
My website was getting loads of traffic. And I was like, I needed to understand how to maintain that traffic. And you need like private servers, dedicated servers. And there's so much so many technical elements related to that stuff. So he was just like, no, he can help me like make sure my sites don't go down if I get high traffic. And he's really passionate about that stuff. He's set up in his garage. And he's basically me, but in his own way, but he's just an expert. And I'm just really good at the website. So once the servers are all built and stuff, the next stage is me, the website building, making it look good, making sure it's fast, making sure we get traffic to the website, and then the marketing, the online marketing and stuff.
So it was like two puzzle pieces. Like you thought similarly, but then you had different skill sets. Yeah,
complete different skill sets, but it just merged really well together.
Okay.
So.
And how long were you working for until you left? Because I'm assuming that you left after like some period of time.
So I was working there for 2 years. Then I left just after COVID, like during COVID, sort of like we were furloughed and stuff like that. And then I left. And then what happened after that is I stopped working for a bit for like a year, but I left my company too soon. I left the 9 to 5 too soon.
Talk to us about that because people need to hear this.
You know what it is? You always get excited. You start seeing the money and you think, if I quit my job and I focus on it, I can do more.
But somebody could say, I'm thinking, okay, I'm saying, look, if you sold the business, you had X amount from that business that was left over, probably a decent amount, more than most people have in their bank account. And you're getting money on a regular basis from your 9 to 5, so you're probably potentially saving that too. Like, why stay in that job? And then, why stay in the job for so long? And then what happened when you left?
It's inexperience because I've just finished uni. I'm working full time. There's now a mortgage to pay for. That's number one. I just started going on holidays with my friends. Okay. Number two, but I just got the job. Do you know what I mean? And I needed the experience. I think one thing I like to tell people is you need that experience in the industry that you're going to start in. Not everyone does, but 99% of people do. Like I worked in the agency level. So I learned how to speak to clients, SEO specific clients. I learned how to send emails. I learned how to present to clients, how to package things in a way that a client feels that they're being served well. Wow. And if you speak to any entrepreneur, they'll tell you, and you hear that a lot now, they'll be like, oh, what would they tell their younger selves? And it's always go and work under someone for 1 year or 2 years. I was actually doing that. I just didn't know at the time that's what I was doing. Wow. But I got excited and I left the job really early, prematurely. And now it's like zero income. Yeah. But the costs stay the same.
Oh, right. Okay.
You get it?
That's
zero income, but the costs stay the same.
Yeah. So you weren't making money from the web hosting personally? Was that going back into the business?
So that was going back into the business.
Got you.
So like everything's going back into the business, but you just don't realize that at the time, because you're making money from work, you're not realizing that everything's going back into the business. So there's nothing left for you. It's not connected. Or I was just inexperienced. I just made a mistake. So I've now left. COVID has happened. So I'm telling myself I'm going to work harder because I'm not going to have to do 9 to 5. I'm going to lock in and work harder.
That's what we all say.
But I just ended up playing video games and chilling. No joke. Warzone came out at the time. All my boys are like off work. So we're all at home just because of COVID. We're just playing games every day. GTA.
That's how my COVID started as well.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you think you're going to work harder, but you won't. You need to replace your income in a sensible way. And you need to set time aside during the day. Like now, obviously now that everything's going well, I've got like my time slot where I do my deep work, 4 hours straight, no distractions. Back then I wake up, I just do the work. And because it's like a tech business and it's automated, there's nothing much to do. Right. I'm supposed to be writing content, building the website with SEO, the knowledge that I've got. I'm not doing any of that because I'm being too lazy. You know what I mean? And I was just chilling. And that inexperience comes from I think when you start seeing a bit of income, you just get gassed.
Of course.
And I thought I'm like this top entrepreneur. I've sold a business.
Yeah.
I can just quit, focus on that. But I just wasn't ready. So I had to then get another job within the digital marketing space. But because I had worked for this company and they were seen as quite a big company for digital marketing, I got another job very easily and a much more senior role.
So what would you say that people should look at when it comes to people leaving the 9 to 5? What do you think people should be looking at to say, okay, now is the right time to leave? Because some people will come to me and say, I just quit my job. I'm saying, whoa, whoa, from where? Like, have you got savings? So what would you say that people need to get in check?
I like what you just said just now, savings. You need a savings that can cover you for like 6 to 12 months if nothing is coming in. Worst case scenario, emergency fund. Number 2, you need to be able to replace the income. So I think a lot of people leave their job for their business, but the business can't replace that income. You don't realize how much your job is actually providing for you because you get paid every month regardless. But with business, you don't get paid every month regardless. Sometimes invoices are late. Sometimes you might get 100 clients. There's a churn rate. 60% of the clients are gone now, or 40% of the clients are gone now. So the income's not the same this month as it was.
And sometimes you have a team.
Months. Sometimes you have a team. You now need to hire technical support. And you're going down the cheap routes because you're trying to save money. Then you've got bad technical support and that affects your customer service and everything goes down. So you just need to focus on, I think, 3 elements. Number 1 is replacing your income. Number 2 is have savings. And number 3 is make sure that you're actually going to work on the business whilst you're not working your 9 to 5. You're not now going to go and play golf the whole day or play games the whole day. Or, people get distracted easily. You need to lock in and actually work on the business. You haven't got a choice. And even if it's just 1% of growth every day, it adds up. But a lot of people you don't realize you get kind of gassed. You think, I've made it now. I've done it. So that's a mistake I made. But I went back to work. I identified it quickly.
Nice.
There's no money coming in. We go back to work. I got a more senior role.
Yeah.
And I learned things like forecasting for clients and all the things I needed to start my own agency. At this point, I hadn't started a SEO agency yet.
So were you going into this next role thinking, okay, I'm going to be able to learn from this so that I can apply this in my next venture?
If I'm honest, I started off because I needed more money.
Okay.
So I started working, but then as I started working, I was like, hang on, like these guys know a lot about technical SEO, something that I hadn't dived into yet. I didn't even know there was a thing like technical SEO. There's a whole aspect like for JavaScript websites and the whole technical stuff, and like page speed and things like that. And I met a guy there who was my manager, absolute legend and the best at technical SEO apparently. And he was, when I started working with him, I was like, this guy's a genius.
God has been blessing you with amazing managers.
Honestly, left, right, and center.
Wow.
Literally. And I learned from him. Yeah. And then they gave me like management training.
Okay.
So it was like preparing me to start my agency. And at this point as well, again, I was so focused on my web hosting business. I hadn't started the digital agency yet. You get me? So I'm still working at this company and I'm getting opportunity to work with some huge enterprise clients.
Wow.
Like the British Airways, the O2s, like these big companies.
Yeah.
I'm working on their SEO strategy. We worked for so many and I had my own clients like Iceland Air and all these big clients. And that gave me a lot of experience working with big clients and how to do SEO at a larger scale and a small scale. So we had like small clients as well. So it was like a blessing in disguise. And that gave me another set of experience, another big bit of experience that I could then apply to my business and my knowledge, my SEO knowledge and stuff.
So you got paid to learn how to run your own agency?
Yeah, basically. And they were like teaching me how to forecast, how to speak to a client, how to deal with certain situations. And I was having to deal with situations because if I deliver like low quality work, the way the client will tell you that it's poor, how you have to react to that. And a lot of people start businesses and they don't have this experience, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can read it in a book and learn. You can watch videos, someone will tell you about it. But in most cases, you're not going to know. So that's why you get like a lot of people get, they get clients, but they lose the client quickly. And I was a victim of that as well, even regardless when I started my business. So I think that experience of working, like everyone thinks 9 to 5 is like bad or they're shy to say it. Like I work a 9 to 5, but if you're going to start a business in the future, I think you have to go through the 9 to 5. And that 9 to 5 might be your stepping stone to your success.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not everyone needs to start a business. Yeah. Some people I know, they're very successful. 9 to 5, they get big bonuses. They've started a family. They got nice houses, nice cars. And other people, they've started 9 to 5, done it for 10 years, and then they've launched a business and been super successful. There isn't a right way to do things. Yeah. But I think everyone should at least get, if possible, get a 9 to 5 experience because you learn the professional side of things that you don't always get if you don't work in a 9 to 5.
Definitely.
Or any kind of office work.
Definitely. And I've seen that as well. So I actually did kind of like a 9 to 5, but it's more of an apprenticeship. So an actual apprenticeship. Yeah. And I got paid to learn about that kind of sphere of stuff. Yeah. It was insurance basically. And I wasn't really that interested in insurance.
But you learned sales.
A little bit.
To an extent, yeah.
A little bit, but I learned B2B. I didn't realize B2B was a thing.
Yeah.
Until I'm sitting in the room and I'm on the calls with like Aviva and Bupa because of insurance, and I'm like, they're talking about 6-figure deals here for consulting, for talking. This is mad. Like, this is possible? Because I'm seeing, okay, you want to start a business, all right? I used to do photography, videography.
Yeah.
So I would charge maybe a couple £100 for a shoot, but they're charging 6 figures to just talk to them and tell them if an idea is good or not.
Yeah.
What? So that's why I went into the B2B space afterwards.
I was going to say, that is the perfect segue into why I started my business. Because I finally got into the rooms where they're talking with the clients about pricing and forecasting and stuff like that. And I realized one of the clients that I was in charge of by myself were paying 100 grand a month for SEO.
100,000 a month?
Yes, like an enterprise client. I was leading it. I had like a junior in the team. And I was like, 100,000 a month. Because that's nothing to them anyway. Yeah. 100,000 a month.
Wait, them as in the client?
The client was paying the agency 100,000 a month.
I'm saying, you were saying it's nothing to them, as in it was nothing to the
client?
Oh,
nothing to the client.
Okay, but it's to the agency.
To the agency, that's big money, but the client is not. So like 1.2 million, imagine, like a year on SEO. And I'm thinking, but my salary, it's a fraction. It's not even like, I was thinking, what?
Yeah.
So I was like, I can do this myself. I just want one client that can pay me that much, and I'll not even have any other, I'll dedicate all my life to this client.
Like that, yeah.
That's 100K a month. So when I saw that, I was like, what? That's how it works.
Yeah.
And like, I'm thinking, when you're asking for promotions and stuff like that, these lot, they're moving a bit iffy, or when you're asking for like extra money, you know, that conversation is really difficult, especially in the UK. Like telling your manager you want more money.
Yeah.
It's always like question marks around it. And I realized your manager, they have your best interest at heart most of the time. But at the same time, it's like, you don't know what they get paid. So you might be asking for something outrageous and you're just never going to get it.
Which is more than them.
And then you're never going to get it because it's more than what they're getting. So they're not going to do it. So I saw that and I was like, no, I can do this myself. Nice. So I started planning how I'm going to start my own agency. And I just started it whilst I was working and then left work, like shortly after. And again, I made the mistake of leaving too soon.
Right.
I got clients and I lost the clients very quickly because, again, I didn't have the business experience.
Got you.
So I've got the client face-to-face experience. There's somebody else is leading and I'm just working in a business experience. But I haven't led a business like that before.
Right.
So I've now had to go away, sit down, and I lost a lot of the clients. And at some point, I wasn't even getting any clients. I set up the website, it looked beautiful. The branding looked amazing. The LinkedIn page looked nice in terms of the logo and that, but no clients. So then I'm like, again, I left too soon again. Like, there's no clients. So I went back to working again.
And do you know what's so interesting about what you just said? Like, one of our previous guests is named Nabil. I just literally got the episode edited with my editor. And he was talking about how a lot of people, when they start their business, they don't focus on income producing activities. We always trying to make everything look good. And I come from a similar background to you. So as I said, literally graphic designer, built websites and all that kind of stuff, photography, videography. So I was like, I can do all this stuff. Why don't I make it look good, aesthetic?
Honestly.
Why wouldn't people want to work with me if it looks good? But that's not necessarily how it works. It's the outreach, it's the sales. Like, that is what is super important. Like, for example, someone who come onto this podcast before as well, Lara Costa, she made her first 10K without a DP, like without a display picture, and I think without a banner or something like that, without a website, because she just knew how to sell.
Focusing on the income activities.
Income producing
activities. And that's a great, I'm going to keep that in mind for when I'm talking to people, because you're absolutely right. Because when I built my sports blog, I didn't care about the income. But everything I was doing was producing income. So it was getting traffic to the website so that they would click on the ads. But I just didn't know. It was just luck. But at the same time, it's like, if you focus on bringing in people, like footfall to your website, they're going to click on your ads. They're going to generate revenue. And it's the same principle of any business, is you need to bring the footfall in. You need to bring people need to see your business.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter how long you spend on the visuals, like the website design and stuff like that. Like, I spent so long on the website design and I wasn't getting any traffic to the website. Even though
you knew how to.
Even though I knew how to, but I was so focused on everything being perfect.
Yeah.
Do you get it? It's that focusing on the website looking good.
Yeah.
You know what? This is so silly. I spent so long trying to come up with an Instagram bio or like a tagline for my business sometimes. Yeah. I don't know anyone else that does that, but
what you said to me earlier, you should use that tagline. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah.
Do you want to say it?
I said help him. No, what was it?
I help people start online and I help them. And after that, I help them find success, something like that.
Yeah, so my web hosting, I help people get online and then my agency will help you succeed online.
That's it. Yeah. There we go. So that is key.
Yeah. But that's good. And I've said that now. But at the time, you don't think that stuff.
Course, and it comes as you go.
you just end up focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I think what I'm learning now is, so like I said, I started my website and everything, but I was getting new clients. So I realized I don't understand sales. I haven't learned sales yet. Like inbound, outbound, all that stuff. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Wait, but before we go there, let's talk about actually driving traffic.
Yeah,
because
okay.
you're very big on SEO, right? So how
Huge
do
on
people
SEO.
even get this attention in the first place? Because so many people are thinking about social media, they think about Instagram, TikTok, YouTube as ways to drive traffic. But then for yourself, you're making, how have you got a round amount of number, like around, sorry, have you got a round number of what you've made your clients in the past through SEO?
Well over 10 million. Well
10
over 10 million. Yeah, because some of these clients were like huge enterprise clients. So well over 10 million.
So
I've
you've
worked
made
for
them,
huge enterprises that one change.
yeah,
For one of the mobile companies I work for, they wanted to rank number one for iPhone deals. Because they're not going to rank number one for iPhone because Apple dominates that.
of course.
But iPhone deals is a completely different search intent.
Wow.
So even the words that are used in the search results bring different results. So like Apple is number one for iPhone, but
Yeah.
not number one for iPhone deals because Apple never do deals. I don't know if
Okay.
you noticed. But this
Oh yeah, they don't. It's only places that sell iPhones potentially that will do a deal.
exactly.
So wait, walk us through them.
Right.
How we even go about doing that? Because the focus is all on social media and stuff, getting views on TikTok. But how do you do it through SEO? Because this sounds like a very good vehicle if you're making, like, if you've made these companies like tens of millions or over 10 million by doing it.
So for this client in particular, they wanted to, like I said, we're ranked number one for iPhone deals. But the page that they had targeting iPhone deals didn't actually have any content on iPhone deals.
Oh, right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was like a page with the iPhone and the number of discount you can get, a lot of images rather than text. And I tell this to people all the time, Google, the bot that crawls the website. So I'll explain to you how like Google search works, right?
Bring me with you.
So what Google search does is it has a bot.
Okay.
And that bot crawls the website constantly.
What does crawl mean?
It like just bounces from site to site.
Okay.
Based on the links that we have going to other people's websites and links coming into your website.
Okay.
So when a new website is launched, and let's say
the Vitamin U website.
Yes. So let's say my website links to your website.
Okay.
When the bot is crawling my website, it will just land on your website because I'm linking to your website. Then it's like, oh, this is a new website. I haven't seen this before.
Is this a backlink?
This is also a backlink. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
But this is how Google finds websites. It's that's why it's called the web, because everything is connected. You get it? So it's like it bounces around, constantly crawling. It's called a spider. But
I said that's good. Like he came up with the web.
No, I didn't come up with the web. I wish I did, but I didn't.
I understand.
And everyone, it just crawls the whole web and like finds new connections every day. Like thousands of websites. I think not even thousands, millions of websites are launched every day, right? And it will just crawl and find new websites and add it to his index, which is the search results, right? So if Google lands on your website, it will look at the title of your website, the headers on the page, the text on the page to determine what your website is about.
Look, I've changed my whole life through podcasting. I used to not have a network. I didn't have a business before. I used to work the job that I didn't necessarily like. People didn't know me as a speaker. I didn't have a personal brand, but my whole life has changed ever since we grew our first podcast, which was a top 5% most shared. We got millions of social impressions online and people coming up to me in public asking me, are you this person? I said, yes, I am. And it all came through a podcast. Now, if you want to do something similar and build your own podcast, then click on the link down below to book a call with myself or my team, and we can speak about getting you started with your own podcast. Whether you want us to handle it for you or you want me to teach you how to do it, we can do it both ways. Speak to you soon. Okay, what's a header?
A header is like, like the top most important title on your website.
Okay.
So like
vitamin, so this is the Vitamin U site, or just like Vitamin U, the headline.
So Vitamin U would be like, your logo would be on like, let's say the top left.
Okay.
And then, like on the actual body of the website, there's like a title that is always at the top.
Okay.
It might say like intro or welcome or something like that.
Yeah, okay, so welcome for it.
But like let's say for an e-com site, the the title on the category page that usually says like men's shoes. That's like top header. The one at the top, and they got a description underneath. And then the products.
Okay.
So that header needs to, well, a lot of SEOs do it differently, but I think that header needs to be the keyword that you're targeting in the search results. Do you understand? So
okay, you're saying search results, you're saying headers, you're saying crawling, but what can normal people do to help with their SEO?
Exactly that.
You
need to make sure that like, what would you search to find your business?
Okay, if it's Vitamin U, for example, like a podcast page.
Yeah, what would you search to find your business?
I would say like personal development podcast. But then
personal development podcast.
So many people, like Stephen Bartlett can come under that. Mindset Mentor, Rob Dow can come under that. So many people can come under that. So how do I rank for something like that?
First of all, you need to mention personal development podcast on your personal development podcast page.
Okay.
So your homepage is for your branded searches. So anyone types in vitamin U, you need to come up. Like that page needs to be who you are, like your header, the hero section, welcome to your site. This is what we do. Like when people land on your website, the first half of the website should really and clearly explain who you are and what you do really quickly.
Do I need to say vitamin U multiple times?
No, you just need to, because your domain will say it, vitaminu.com, if you own that.
I do.
And then you go down, then it's like the menu, your logo on the top left, which will say Vitamin U again. And then you've got the hero section. You're like the little hero banner, like the top of the website. It's called the hero section.
Okay.
Like, where some people have slides of images and stuff like that.
Oh, so like as soon as you land on the page, like that first bit that you see, like above the fold, right? Is that what it's called?
Above the fold. Most people have like a big picture banner and then have text on it and a button linking them to 2 different places.
Got you.
Like about or I don't know, learn more, whatever.
Yeah.
So that section, that little paragraph in that section needs to outline exactly what you do and who you are. So in your case, it might be what you just said. So personal development podcast company. I don't know if that's what you would write. So then now that you've written that, Google knows, okay, vitamin U, this is what you do. Cool. Now you might have a special page where you've got all your podcasts like linked on. I don't know how you would do it, but you'd have like maybe your episodes, your YouTube, would you put on?
It'll be called, it will say podcast, and then people will be able to click on it, and then it'll go to a whole page about the YouTube, the Spotify, all that kind of stuff.
So that page should be called Personal Development Podcast. Yeah. Or Vitamin U's Personal Development Podcast. You need to incorporate that word somehow into the title.
The word that I'm trying to rank for.
Into the title.
Okay.
To start off with. So you put that into the title, and then now on the page, you need to talk about what is personal development. Speak about things related to personal development, and then put out a list of your personal development podcasts, like the actual episodes, if possible.
Right.
Or to your Spotify or podcast or wherever. I don't know.
There's a way that I can connect a widget so that it can
widget.
come
That's
up.
it. Yeah. So have that on the page, and then at the bottom of the page, there's an opportunity to write more about personal development. Why is it important to you? Personal development is blah blah A, B, and C. Here's what we believe about personal development. This episode is the best if you want to get started. This episode is the best if you want to do this. This episode is the best if you want to do that. That's like the basics of SEO.
Okay.
So your page needs to just talk about that topic.
Sick. Okay. So it just needs to basically speak about the topic that I want to rank for, aka personal development podcast.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also kind of business, but anyway,
here we are.
But personal development podcast, I need to say that, have it in the header, and then make it very clear what the page is about, essentially.
Yeah, make it very clear by text, not images.
Text.
I tell people all the time, Google can't crawl images. It can't understand the images yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and to this day it can't. So it can only use texts to then think about what that text is about.
Got you.
And then understand that, okay, if someone's searching for this keyword, this page is relevant to them. But then that's like top level.
Okay.
When you've done that, sometimes there's going to be 2 pages that have done SEO quite well, right?
Yeah.
And what Google then uses to determine...
So let's say, for example, there's Vitamin X.
Yeah, another
like a competitor company.
But they've got the same... well, not the same as in word for word, but they've got the same layout, the same SEO. They've covered the basics, the best practice. Then Google will look at authority.
Yeah.
So because you're big in the podcast space...
Come on.
Top voice.
Top voice, yeah.
So let's say you're the author of that page. You might get a little bit of an advantage in terms of ranking because Google will probably have a profile on you.
Okay. Jonathan Reed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is by Jonathan Reed. So as soon as it's by you, it's like, oh, this guy.
Oh, so yeah. We've got to put him at the top.
You get it. But then if I own the other one, they might be like, okay, we don't know who this person is, so we'd rather choose this guy.
So it's like digital clout.
It's digital clout. It's exactly digital clout. I'm going to start using that. Yeah, that's good. Exactly digital clout. But if, let's say, you're both quite well versed in the industry, it's going to look at your incoming links, the backlinks.
The backlinks. So for example, if you on your website said something, sorry if this is too technical, I hope it's not.
I'm going to break down what a backlink is.
Please.
Do you want me to break it down? So a backlink is essentially like a vote of confidence from another website to your website. So let's say a brand new website is launched today, and we're giving them a backlink score of 0 to 100 in terms of authority. 100 being like your well-established website, a lot of big businesses linked to you. BBC, for example,
okay,
would be 100.
So if there was an article written about me
on the BBC,
linked to me, it would give me authority.
It would give you more authority, yeah. Okay. Because let's say you launch a business today, you'd have 0 out of 100 because it's brand new. BBC has 100. If BBC linked to you, it just gives you a bit more juice.
Got you.
So you might get to you might be 20 out of 100 now because just BBC linking to you. If another website has got 50 out of 100 links to you, you might get another extra 5 points. And there's not an actual point system, but it's like that's how you have to think of it as the bigger the website linking to you and the relevant the article of that website linking to you. So talking about podcasts and they link to your Vitamin U website, it's like no brainer. So Google will kind of use that to determine whether to rank you or not over someone else that also has the same amount of content, the same best practices covered, but you have more authority because you got BBC, The Guardian, Telegraph linking to you, and they have like no one linking to them.
Right.
So like at the end of the day, I always tell people like Google, it's a service. People don't think of Google as a service. It's not just a search engine. It's a service. It's trying to provide their users with the best possible results for their search query. Do you get it? So it's like if I'm searching for men's shoes, but Google's giving me women's shoes or poor quality men's shoes, it doesn't serve Google. Everyone will go to Bing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So what they want to do is they want to make sure that whoever they're ranking in the search results, one, they need to figure out a way to like qualify them. They use links to do that coming into their website. And they need to also figure out that you're actually providing what you say that you're providing. So if you've got men's shoes as a title, but you keep selling women's shoes on the page, you're not going to rank well. And it looks at loads of different metrics. Even when someone clicks on your website in the search results, then lands on your website, but it comes back to the search results, it's called a bounce. So they look at things like a bounce rate. Yeah, a bounce rate. You want your rate to be low. So if you're number one for men's shoes, but every time people click on your website, they come back and Google sees the bounce rate for this is really high. People keep coming back. Maybe
that is good that people come back.
No,
that people are going back to the homepage. As in they say, I'm on the Vitamin U page. But I don't like what I see here. I'm going back to Google.
Yeah, so Google can see, okay, this guy came back straight away.
Right.
After like 10 seconds or like they came back straight away.
So we probably shouldn't show this to more people. That's what Google's saying.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, we're definitely giving them the wrong search results.
Yeah.
So it's not benefiting them. So let's, let's potentially move them down or something like that.
This is literally like the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, it is an algorithm. And YouTube and Google are the same. So
it's the same thing. Like if you look at videos.
Oh, that's a good example.
It's the exact same thing because I'm just drawing so many comparisons. If it's got a good thumbnail, maybe like the page title is attractive. And then maybe the description of, so if we're talking about a website, like the description of the page is like, okay, this is interesting. And then the title and the thumbnail of a YouTube video is interesting. You would click on it. But if the first 10 seconds don't match the title and the thumbnail, you're going to bounce.
And you bounce back.
Which means that you have a less retention or a shorter retention on your video, as in watch time is going to be a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Same thing as the website, meaning that the bounce rate is going to be higher because people aren't sticking around because what they thought they were going to get, they didn't get.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. Oh, this makes so much sense.
And that's a poor user experience.
Yeah.
Because Google's just giving you a poor experience.
Wow.
So, and they're a service. They want to maintain their service. They want to make sure that they're the best search engine. So you have to make sure that not only are you saying the right things on the page, but you're actually providing what you say you're going to provide to the users. So if I'm going on, again, the men's shoes page, but I've only got one in stock, and they bounce back. You only have one in stock. Somebody else has 100. Which one do you think Google's going to prefer? One that's got 100 because that gives the user loads of options and like helps them find what they're looking for.
So it's doing whatever's in the user's best interest.
Yes.
So the algorithms are working for us, basically.
Literally.
A lot of people think that the algorithms are against them.
No, they're working for you. And sometimes Google has their own little algorithm updates that they do like throughout the years. Sometimes they might favor like links, internal links. Sometimes they might favor the writer of the content, like the authority of the person writing it. Or they might favor maybe the style of the website. Maybe it's more easy to click around on the website. It's more clearer. So that site should be number one. But there's a lot of things that you have to, as a SEO agency, we would have to look at and then optimize the website to fit what is right at that time. That's why SEO is like a continuous process. It's not, I mean, it gives you the best return on investment, in my opinion. I'm not saying paid ads is bad, but it's like you want to work together with paid ads, not against each other.
So
does that make sense?
Do you think it does? But do you think people are sleeping on SEO then?
Definitely. And I was saying this earlier. It's like, let's say you've built your business over 5 years, and for every £100 you spend, you make £1,000 back. Let's say 10x, right? You make £1,000, and you're now ready to sell your business. And you're telling me as a buyer that I have to pay for your business and then spend money on ads to get customers. But then somebody else is selling their business, and I'm buying it from them, but I don't have to spend a penny on ads, and I can still already start making revenue because they rank well in Google.
Wow.
And Google's still the number one search engine. And I know that now things have changed because TikTok and those kind of things have come into play, but TikTok is the best for finding experiences, like restaurants and things to do and those kind of things. But Google's still the best place to go in terms to buy things.
That's where we go.
Yeah, like if
that
you
is
need
where we go
speakers,
to search. Yeah.
you tap in speakers, or speakers below £10, speakers below £20, or best speakers with bass or whatever. Whoever comes out first is getting that order from you, isn't it?
Yeah.
But For experience and stuff, it used to be Google, but now TikTok have come into play and stuff like that.
How do you think things are going to change over time then in the future? Because where I go to buy stuff when it comes to e-commerce, I'll go to Amazon. So if I want to buy like a mic, I'm going to go check on Amazon. If I'm not liking the prices, then I'll go into Google. I'll have a look
so you
on
do it the other way
Google.
around.
So I do it the other way around. So how do you think things are going to change going forwards? And what would you tell us to do to be able to benefit the most from that change? Because obviously we've got AI coming into play. We can't ignore it. Like, it's coming. So what would you say to people about that?
I think, you know what it is? Informational content pieces are being harmed by AI.
Harmed?
Yes, because Google now actually gives you the answer of what you're looking for in the search result.
It does. The
So you don't have to
little
click on
AI
websites.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's for informational pieces.
Is it Gemini?
I think it's called Gemini,
Okay.
yeah. But it's for informational pieces. So it's like if I'm typing in how do I set up camping gear? You know, it just gives you the answer on the search result. So people aren't clicking on websites anymore because they're getting an answer in Google.
Straight there.
But when it comes to e-com and buying stuff, the search result is still important. Yeah. Because it can't answer a question on, if I type in men's blue trainers, there's no specific answer for that AI can give you. So therefore, you as an e-com brand owner that sells blue trainers, you should be there.
Yeah.
In terms of how it will change in the future, I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like, I think for me, I always thought, and this happens every year, people say SEO is dead, SEO is dying, SEO is dead, but searches are always going up. Does that make sense? So it's like, SEO is not going to die over the next 5 to 10 years, maybe not even 10, 20 years. There'll be different ways of doing SEO, which I've already accepted. But at the same time, I think what will change mainly is the AI addition. I think it's AI is what's going to change it. Maybe now people are asking ChatGPT the questions they should be asking, Google. But then what about AI optimization? That might be a thing.
And also, AI has to be able to, there has to be something on your site for AI to find in the first place.
Pick it up.
It has to be able to pick something up. So then I think the question becomes like, okay, how do you make your content more findable by AI?
Exactly. And that's a new thing. Like, we've had a client ask before, like, they typed into ChatGPT the top 10 for this industry and they didn't come up. Why is that?
And they're asking you.
Yeah.
Like, it's a you problem.
It was a good problem. It was a good question though, because it made me think AI optimization might be the next thing.
Yes.
Because you need your business to be able to be picked up by ChatGPT as the number one for something, so that they'll mention you to people that are potentially searching on there. So that's what will change for the future. But I don't think search engines are going to see any kind of impact, especially within the D2C, B2B.
What's D2C? For the
direct to consumer
right.
industry, or B2C, or B2B industry. I don't think any of that will be harmed by SEO by the future as of yet. But it's something for me to think about, actually. It's a good question.
Definitely, because that's the way that things are going, right? But then what you're currently seeing it work, right?
Yeah, SEO works. Yeah. Like, it's changed businesses, literally taking businesses from 7 figures to 8 figures, 6 to 7 figures. And like I said, when you're selling your business, some people have exit plans. If your exit plan is to sell your business and you're not doing SEO, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Unless you own a particular, like, intellectual property or some kind of property, some kind of thing that's yours and trademarked and IP'd or whatever. If you're not doing SEO, you're at a disadvantage, because there's no way I'm buying a business where I have to spend 100K a month to get customers when I can buy one that gets it without any monetary spend, essentially.
And in terms of, this is a personal question, because I've always thought, okay, you said you sold your business and that was because somebody approached you. Yeah. But where do you go to sell your business? Where do you go to buy a business? Like, is there like an eBay for this stuff? Or
there's brokers out there and websites where you can list your business up for sale and stuff like that. And there's brokers that deal with that. That's like a whole different industry, which I'm not too well versed in. But if you do want to know more about that, that's where Timo Almo comes in.
Nice.
He's
we'll get him on the podcast.
He's the expert at selling businesses. He knows where to go, how to curate, and how to get your business out there to people that may potentially want to buy it and stuff like that. Like, he's the expert for that.
Nice.
But there's like companies that you can go to where you can tell them, okay, I'm in year 6 of my business and I'd like to sell. They'll look at your financials. They'll look at your like profitability, revenue numbers, and tell you how much and value your business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only word I know. EBITDA. It's earnings before something. Yeah. I can't remember what it stands for, but that's a key metric, I'm assuming, that you need to know. But okay, we went into SEO, but
yes. So,
in terms of your journey, where do we come out to then? So like, you did your other job, your second job, and then what happened from there to bring you to where we are right now?
So I launched the SEO agency Then it failed because I was too focused on getting it perfect.
Yeah.
Then I stopped again, went back to square one, started working again, worked for more agencies, and I was asking the right questions when I was working now. Asking, how do we get more clients? They're telling me, okay, so we use Salesforce, we use blog content to reel in people that are looking for SEO stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
We post on LinkedIn, we do this and that. And I'm asking from just a curious perspective, but I was learning for myself.
Yeah.
I'm just learning, okay, cool. So I need to figure out the sales side of things. I'm not good at sales. I've never done sales.
Right.
So I started reading sales books and I started looking online and I started copying some of the techniques that some of these companies were using to get people to get into SEO. I learned a lot from Neil Patel. He's the best.
He's very, very good.
He's the best at SEO.
And he's a very techie person as well. Like I think he's into SEO quite a bit as well.
Yeah, SEO is like bread and butter, but he launched his agency as well.
Nice.
And the way they get customers is through his personal brand.
Makes sense. I see him a lot on LinkedIn.
Yeah, his personal brand is just really good. And he has every article possible on anything SEO related and digital marketing. When you type it in, he comes out number one.
Nice.
But then within the articles, he will always, in a way, promote his agency. So you work with them.
Call to action. Speaking of promoting his agency, is there any way that people can work with you as well?
Yeah, if you go on establishdigital.com.
Okay, we'll have it somewhere here.
Yeah, you'll be able to go on the website and reach out to myself or send a message on LinkedIn. But yeah, so I launched the business. Then I launched the agency again. This time I had mentors and stuff like that I was speaking to, and people give me advice on how to launch. And then through word of mouth, I got my first client. So after all that work I did on the website and all these things, my first customer came from word of mouth. And then I got another customer through word of mouth, and it just kept growing. I started publishing on Instagram and stuff, and I got smaller clients and stuff. But then I realized after some time, I was losing the clients really quickly. That's because I wasn't giving them quality work. Because I was so focused on the business and growing. I'm not, sitting down and actually providing value and quality work to these clients. So the churn rate was quite high.
Makes sense.
So sort of, if I take it to the end of last year or mid last year, I was like, you know what, I need to sit down and work on the business. Make sure there's processes in place for when a customer onboards to the service and the delivery that we're doing. And also making sure that we've outlined the KPIs that we're working on, so that, because there's a lot of customers or clients would come to me and be like, it's been 6 months, we've got more traffic, but we're not getting enough sales. So I need to then sit down and say, okay, cool. My understanding was that we were trying to improve your website traffic, but maybe your KPI is actually organic revenue.
Right.
But somebody else KPI is, they just want brand awareness. So
and KPI traffic, is?
Key performance indicator.
Right.
So their key performance indicator was organic revenue needs to go up.
They didn't say that at the start?
No, I didn't ask. They just assumed that's what I would work on. So these are the little things I picked up on as I'm working. So I've sat down last year and then I've just created all these documents and processes for my business that will help me onboard a client.
So good.
Yeah, onboard a client, create processes where we ask the right questions at the start, make sure they know what the KPIs are. We report on those KPIs on a monthly basis. We have bi-weekly meetings. We have an activity tracker that shows everything that we've worked on a daily basis.
Wow.
Put all of that together.
Yeah.
And then now, I got rid of a lot of clients. Not got rid, but I didn't want to renew with them because I felt like we have a 4-step approach to identifying whether someone's a good client or not.
What's
which
that?
I've worked on.
Yeah.
Is to look at whether they're big enough.
Yeah.
Not to be even rude or anything, but it's some clients aren't ready to do SEO or they're not ready to invest heavily into their marketing. So therefore, it's not worth them working with us on their SEO, because SEO is a long-term strategy. Sometimes, most of the time,
similar to podcasting.
It's a long-term strategy. So I can't then, a small business can't ask to work with us and we charge them thousands a month, but they're not making the money in the first 3 months, first 4 months, because it will affect their business.
But then they will make it eventually.
They will, but
they don't have that runway.
Yeah, they need the money.
So the bigger companies, they have that runway.
Yeah, so if a 7-figure company reaches out to us,
which they do,
oh, thank God, then I'll be like, okay, cool. Here's what it looks like in 6 months' time. This is what I expect us to have. Are you okay with that? And they'll be like, yeah, we've got the budget. Let's go for it.
That's good.
Yeah, we set the expectations early on. This is where I think we'll be in 6 months' time. These are the keywords that we want to rank for in the top 5 positions. And I can forecast to them based on the number of people that search for those keywords.
What you learned back in the agency.
Exactly. I can forecast to them that if you rank number 1 for men's shoes, which is searched 100,000 times a month, and in position 1, you get about 30% of the traffic to your website. And your conversion rate is actually 1% on your website. So based on those numbers, I can tell you that if you were to rank number 1, this is how much money we could potentially add to your current revenue. So when they get that, they're like, okay, cool, we understand, we're willing to weigh out. and they pay on time and everything's good. You know what I mean? So
Sorry, this is an absolute like guide to running an effective agency. Like you're
yeah,
literally just showing, number one, you're setting expectations up front. You've got
number
systems
one.
and processes in place. You're telling them exactly, okay, this is probably how much you can make from doing this. So you're actually putting a revenue number on the potential long wait.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
before it was like, oh
Just,
yeah, it's gonna work, but
just vibes.
at some point.
Yeah,
But vibes have worked for you for all of that time.
it's worked, but it always catches up to you.
Yeah.
I think, and this is something that someone that I look up to, his name is Maz. He owns Translate Culture, which is a paid ads agency.
I went to one of the events.
Yeah, Maz is like,
yeah.
I look up to him in terms of how to run an agency.
Shout out to Maz.
And his tagline for his agency is take luck out of the equation.
Mm.
And ever since he said that to me, or I saw that they were talking about it, I was like, that's how agencies should run. Is the whole point of your agency is to make sure that your client is taking luck out of the equation and actually doing things based on the data that they have and hitting their KPIs, if they have an organic revenue target, they're hitting it. And your job is to make sure that you're not just doing it on vibes or luck. You're actually implementing things that you know will work based on your experience or based on what you know. So it's like, if a client comes to me and they're like, we want to rank number one for this keyword, I look at it, I'm just like, okay, number one is NHS, number two is Wikipedia, number three is Amazon. I'll be honest with you, that's not happening.
Yeah.
But here's what I can do is I've realized that number one for this keyword is NHS, number two is Wikipedia. But if you go a bit longer, like longer tail, so keywords that have more than one word, so they might want to be.
That's what longer tail means.
Yeah, keywords that have more than one word.
Okay.
So let's say they want to rank number one for blood pressure.
Okay.
But there's no way because Wikipedia and NHS dominate that.
They already got that.
But men's blood pressure, medicine.
Okay, or like for 35-year-olds.
For 35-year-olds. Yeah, something specific, there's a much higher chance you can rank for that. And that's even more specific to your business.
Yeah.
So,
do you
understand?
Niche, yeah.
So I'll come up with a different strategy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And those are the things that I've learned. I've learned to take luck out of any kind of thing I'm doing for my agency and just focusing on like actual processes and things that will actually work for the client based on what I've learned. And that's why the 9 to 5 was so important because I was able to be in certain situations where the client is unhappy and how to deal with it. We're not, providing them value. Here's how to deal with it. And then the business side of things, like reading a lot of Daniel Priestley books and read his books, man. Like key personal influence, oversubscribes, get people lined up to work with you. Reading all those kind of books and One Man Company. No, not One Man Company. What was it called? Company of One.
Okay.
Reading all those kind of books, and then Deep Focus. All these kind of books, and I'm learning how businesses operate, how it works. And then I used Alex Hormozi's 3Ds for hiring, which we're in the process of hiring, but we haven't hired a lot yet. But he was like, do the things that you want to hire people for yourself, then document it, then get someone to duplicate what you've documented. Because if you're looking for someone to do sales, but you've never done the sales, you're going to hire someone rubbish.
Absolutely. And you won't even know what to measure them to.
And you won't know what to measure. But if you've done sales yourself and you know how hard it is, you know how to set expectations. You know that sometimes people just waste time and come on calls and they don't even convert. So you need to make sure that if they're saying they were on 5 calls but didn't convert, you can kind of understand, okay, fair enough. Maybe you're talking to the wrong kind of people. When you did it, this is what you did. You can kind of explain that to them. Or if I'm doing the SEO myself, I've done the SEO myself. So when I'm documenting everything, I'm able to tell the hire that this is how we do a keyword research.
Yeah.
These are the steps. How do you do it? Okay, this is how I'd like you to do it. Maybe we'll plug in some of your ideologies into it. And then you give them the documentation. They now know they can go and do it without you interfering too much. And that removes like 70% of rubbish in terms of hiring.
And with because you said there was 4 ways to tell that it's going to be a good client. You said the first way.
That was it. So 4 ways to tell if it's a good client is if they're big enough, if they make enough money.
Right. Cool.
So the size is important because some brands are so new. They might have all the money, but a new brand is so much...
So they got funding and stuff, but...
Yeah, but it's harder to rank when you're brand new.
Got you.
And I'm sure there's SEOs out there who that's their bread and butter. But for me personally,
They need that digital clout.
Yeah, a bit of digital clout.
Yeah.
Number 2, they need to have enough money to be able to pay for SEO and actually invest in it and wait it out. In most cases, SEOs will tell you it takes 3 months. There is no number. It could take a month. For some of our clients, it's taking a month. Some of our clients, it's taking 4 months.
This is so similar to podcasting, but continue.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then the third thing was how much, for me, because we focus on e-com and stuff like that, how much stock they have, like an inventory and stuff like that. If they haven't got enough stock, it's hard to rank someone when they only have one product.
Yeah.
Like it's just difficult. I don't know why, but it's just difficult. And then finally as well is their proactivity, how active they are. Like if I send optimizations to you to implement and you're not implementing them, but 6 months down the line you haven't seen the results, you're not proactive.
It's not us.
It's not us. So I will like literally speak to them and say, look, I'm gonna send this over in month 1, month 2, month 3. You need to implement it. And if you're not implementing it, we're not gonna see the results. So you can't then turn around and say it's not working. So they need to fit those 4 categories for me personally.
We've gone across like your whole journey, and of course there's more to your journey. There's going to be a lot more coming up, and we'll probably do a part 2 around that. But what has brought you here, bro? Like, what would you say separates you that has brought you here? Like, what is your vitamin you?
Do you know what? Yeah, and this is gonna sound crazy, but you need some kind of delusion about yourself. I genuinely believe when I'm doing something that I'm the best at it. And you might think I'm crazy, but I just know that when it comes to SEO, I just feel like I'm the best at it. When it comes to communicating with clients, I feel like I'm the best at it. And I believe it. So it's like when I walk into the room, I already know more than you on SEO. So I'm okay with speaking about it, implementing it for you, selling it to you. That confidence, number 1. Number 2, I'm so motivated by being successful.
Right.
Like I'm motivated by being successful. I actually do rather than just say. Whereas in the past, I did a lot of saying but not doing. But now, if I say I'm going to do this, I'm going to sit down, plan it out, wait it out. I'm okay with waiting 5-10 years to hit the number 1 spot than just sitting around and giving up after 2 months, 3 months, or starting another venture. In the past, and obviously I didn't speak about that, but I've launched so many different ventures in between that time.
Really?
Where they haven't lasted more than 6 months.
Really?
Because
How many?
Like loads, probably like 6 or 7 ventures.
Wow,
whereas like,
I did not know that.
Like I heard this is good, I'll jump on it. I heard this is good, I'll jump on it. Or someone saying they want to start a business in this, do I want to join? I'm like, yes. And what I've learned in the last year, is the focus. I think the focus that I have right now is, I've never had this kind of focus in my whole life in terms of focus on my 2 businesses. There's nothing you can invite me to right now in terms of joining you in a business, unless if it's mad lucrative and like it makes sense. I am not leaving I'm going to work on my businesses for 10 years straight. 5 to 10 years straight. If you look at any successful business here, there's that 5 to 10 year mark is when they really like work really well. And that comes from focus. And I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were saying how like the grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Always.
It's always greener, but you never know. And I'm not even trying to swear on the podcast, but can I say it? Can I?
Say it.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'll bleep you, bro, but
go ahead. Like the grass is always greener, right?
Yeah.
But you never know how much on the other side until you step over to that side. So you can't just keep hopping to the other side every single time expecting for something to bang. There's a reason why when you start a business, you only last 6 months or 12 months. It's because you heard that that grass was greener. You saw that it was greener. So you hopped onto that side. Now you're like, okay, wait. That person actually went through 6 years of suffering before they were able to
get here.
Yeah. And I've just stepped in. I'm in month 1, month 2, month 3. I'm really giving up. You just wasted 6 months of your life just starting a venture that was never meant for you because you were just excited. The grass was greener. And every business has in that business.
All of them, bro.
But you just won't know until you get into that business. So when someone's announcing that they've just raised 100 million, they've just got their millionth client or customer or whatever, you don't know what they went through that year. There's some companies that raised 100 million, but last year they were bankrupt. Like I think Elon Musk's book talks about a time in his business when they were out of money and he was laying on the floor looking up. I think someone came to pick him up in his office.
I can relate, man.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like people don't see that.
They don't.
But everyone wants to be like Elon Musk. But you don't even have the grit to go through what he went through and make it through to the other side because you jump ships. Right now, I'm at that stage where I am not jumping ship.
And this is the thing, bro. The grass is greener where you water it. Like, wherever you focus is where you will see the progress.
Yeah.
Literally. And even with, like, even if people say they might want to be Kofi, they might want to be Jonathan, they might want to be Elon, they might want to be anybody else that's been on the podcast.
Yeah.
But if they were to step into your shoes for a minute, they wouldn't be able to handle it.
They wouldn't. And that's perfect that you've said that.
They wouldn't be able to handle it because they're not the type of person that you are. They're not the type of person that I am. They're not the type of person that Elon Musk is. They are them.
They are them.
Which is why we have this whole thing.
That's why you're you. You're vitamin you. And it's a 3-step approach. I'll break it down into 3 things with the question that you asked. Number 1, self-belief.
Yes.
Number 2 is focus. Number 3 is longevity. To be fair, there's number 4 as well, which is you need to learn and study. And but that's like, if you're not doing that, I don't know. But it's those 3, I think, are the most important thing if you're going to start a business. Good. You need to believe in yourself and the business that you're starting, like outside of educating yourself and stuff like that. You just believe in yourself. Then you need to have the focus that I'm starting this business. No matter what comes along, I'm not jumping ship, which is what we're saying. Like, you're just not jumping ship. Water your side of the grass, make it green, make it pop. Then 3, longevity. I think a good business that's worth a lot of money takes 10 years. And unless if you're coming up with like the next Facebook or Snapchat and those kind of businesses, you need to accept that your business is going to take 5 to 10 years. Don't give up after year 1. There's a reason why most businesses fail within their first year, so people give up. It's not like if I had given up my agency after year 1, it would have just been silly. But I went again year 2, and I took my learnings into year 2, revamped, went into year 3. Now we're at the 6-figure mark.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. And then we're going to hit 7 figures this year, probably by end of Q2.
God praise.
And then we're going to hit 8 figures.
By the way, we are literally Q1 right now. So that's a couple of months away.
This has been the best Q1 ever because of my focus.
Wow.
Like we've signed on like 5 new clients.
Congratulations.
In the last 3 months. It's been absolutely amazing.
And how do you, just before we end as well, how do you acquire your clients?
It's actually word of mouth.
That means you're doing a very, very good job.
And that's what quality comes in, like I mentioned. I just make sure that the work given is quality.
Yeah.
Like quality and results. Like when someone works with us, and one of our clients gave someone that asked for a reference, a glowing review, and they mentioned the quality of work that we're giving, how we're educating them, and we keep them in the loop of everything. And I was like, that's amazing, because I didn't even know we were doing like that well for them. Like they love working with us. And they've then told somebody else, and they've told somebody else, and we just keep getting more clients.
That's good.
But it's that focus and longevity after that. It's like I'm so focused on my business.
Yeah.
And I am willing to grind it out for the next 5-10 years.
Amazing.
No one's going to make me change my focus.
Good.
I've had to say no to some ventures that I was in last year. I even got involved in like Airbnb business and all those kind of things.
Yeah, because it looks attractive.
Yeah, and it makes good money.
Yeah.
Let's not get twisted. People that are doing it, like they're amazing. They're making great money. But for me personally, I enjoy my agency. I enjoy my web hosting business, and I am not gonna like deviate from it until I've reached where I want to reach, and either sold it or kept it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm just gonna focus on my business until I reach the 8-figure mark that I want to reach. That's why I'm just locked in. So,
that means we gotta get you back on when you're at 7.
Yeah,
and we gotta get you back on when you're at 8.
Yes, definitely.
It'll be amazing, and get you back on when you sell as well.
Yes, 100%.
Then people will be able to see the whole journey and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
And when are you gonna start making content or continue? Because you've done a few YouTube videos.
Do you know what it is? The reason why I stopped making content was because I wanted to be more genuine. Because when you do content, it's so top level.
Yeah.
But I want people to really see the genuine side, the things that we go through day to day and stuff like that. So I'm focused more on creating one quality video that outlines loads of things and just doing loads of smaller videos.
Okay.
Which is why I've stopped for a bit. But I do need to start. And I'm going to start posting on LinkedIn and stuff like that. Please. There's so much to share and stuff.
LinkedIn needs you, bro.
Yeah. That's one thing I was going to say. Like having a podcast, posting like how you do on LinkedIn, you need all of that to be successful. And if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it and take your clients,
Well, all right. Cold world. You heard it here first. Or maybe this is the second time. I'm on the third time that you heard it. But I hope that you have enjoyed today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kofi.
No worries.
And I look forward to having you on again as well.
Definitely.
7 figures, 8 figures, and selling. Going to be amazing. But people, please make sure that you check out this video that is coming up on screen. Somewhere it will either be here or there. It will be somewhere. Click that to watch what's coming up next. Trust me, you will not want to miss it. Speak soon, people. Love.